a risk taker, definitely a risk taker. She is a daughter to the most supportive mother in the world, business owner, KweNu Juice and Salad Bar, lover of everything that is African and creative. Yeah. I did a 9-to-5 job. When I left uni, I went to Liberia to work. And then I left that job for various reasons, and I came to Nairobi. I went to Nairobi rather, to find a job. My background is in international development. So when I went to Nairobi, I thought, oh, that's easy. I got a job straight from uni. It was a really good job, paid really well. Nairobi is like the hub of international development. So I thought it would be easy to get a job. It wasn't. So in the months of looking for a job, and I keep saying waiting for someone to validate your skills, just got tired of waiting, so decided to go into business. Yeah, so just a lack of job opportunities kind of pushed me in that direction. I don't know if I chose it. So when I left Nairobi, before I left Nairobi, my mom was retiring at the same time. And she was like, you know what, Nuba, I really want to open a juice bar with a yoga studio when I retire in Uganda. I was like, oh, that's such a good idea. This was like in end of 2013. So then I started doing a little bit of research. I wasn't really too excited about it because I didn't know how serious she was about it. But then I just started doing a bit of research. Shelved it, forgot about it, continued with life, came back to Uganda. We had started, so we moved around the same time. She moved back, I also moved back around the same time. Coincidence. Started talking about it a little bit more. And then one day we found a small spot in Kisasi. And she was like, but why don't we try that idea here? And I was like, okay, I was doing something else, a different business. I was like, all right, let's try it out. So then I started kind of digging deeper into, okay, this is something that's not really around in Uganda, like a juice bar with a yoga studio. Forgot about the yoga because I felt like I would not be able to do it properly. I don't know much about yoga. It was more difficult to kind of get into. My heart wasn't there. So then we decided to focus on the juice bar. So we opened in Kisasi, and then slowly people started coming in. But why do you only have drinks? Why don't you have something to eat? The focus was on health. The reason that I was very excited as I dug deeper into doing my research about opening a juice bar is because it was something different. It was something that wasn't really, that you don't see often in Kampala. You don't see a juice and salad bar or just a juice bar. So for me it was about, okay, how can I get this newish idea, bring it into the market, position it as a healthy food to go to place. Yeah, so that excited me. Definitely more receptive than I thought, but obviously it's a lot of just talking to people and telling them, convincing them a green juice does not taste bad. It can actually taste good if you have the right things inside, right? So you can still have a green juice with cucumber, spinach, sukuma, celery. Just add a little bit of apple and it will taste good. So as long as you just keep talking to people and letting them know, and then they're willing to try, then they try and they're like, okay, this is not so bad and it's good for me. Okay, let me keep ordering. So yeah, it's work in progress, but so far so good. I was working on an African-inspired footwear brand. It was called Bukisi Rooks, or it is called Bukisi Rooks actually, because one of my partners, Tetsi, is continuing with the footwear brand. Research, a lot of research, a lot of planning. But in that planning, just know that things will not go according to plan, but at least have a plan and a direction. Networking, I think for me, probably should be first. Talk to as many people as possible. I always say that KweNu is not my idea. KweNu is not is not me, is not even the team that we have here. It is every single person that I've come in contact with, because everybody will be like, but Nuba, why don't you just do this? Or why don't you change this? Have you thought about doing this? And you take some, you leave some. But I feel like KweNu is just so many people that I've met who have said one or two things that have made me just do certain adjustments. So network as much as possible, talk to as many people as possible. And it's not even necessarily people who are doing the same thing, but people who have been in business, in different areas of business. Okay, the third thing would be just listen to your customers. Yeah, I think that's important. And that has helped us grow into being a juice and salad bar. So as I said, when we started, it was we're just doing juices and smoothies. Then people kept saying, you know, we need something to eat, we're Ugandans. And we're like, okay, how do we bring a healthy meal? Salads. Then we'll just have green salads. And they'll be like, but we need meat. So then just making sure you're always listening, but also being very careful not to just be that yes person. Okay, I'm going to add, because I would be selling burgers and samosas and everything if that was the case. So just a balance. Ooh. 3 things I wish I knew before I started KweNu. That managing a restaurant is probably one of the hardest things I've done. So in my head, I knew it was not going to be easy because, as they say, nothing is easy, so the story goes. But man, it's been challenging. So I wish, so as much as I said it's very important to talk to people and network, I could have done much more. I could have gone to restaurants, see how they work, just understand the restaurant business, as opposed to just like this idea of having a juice and salad bar. How is it going to look? How am I going to position it in the market? So I wish I knew how hard it's going to be to run a restaurant, especially the back end. Inventory management, those things. I wish I knew that my internal customers are more important than my external customers. So if my internal customers, the team that works at KweNu, if they're happy, if they understand what the vision is, then most likely the external customers will be happy too. That took me a long time to learn. Probably, so we've been in business for 2 years now, so probably a year. Then I realized, okay, so I need to change my focus and not only focus on the external customers, but really work on my team. There's so many, for me, especially our generation of women really inspire me, in Uganda specifically. I think that there's so many women who are doing such amazing things, big projects, little projects, like the list is endless. You have, there's a photographer called Max. I can literally name about 20 women. You have Tali, you have Kemi, who's doing amazing stuff in the film industry. You have Asta, who's doing really great with PR. Like, it's those women that you're constantly in contact with, or you see, or you read about, you see on social media. For me, it's mind-blowing how our generation is really, really working. And I think that's what inspires me. Even though it's not people necessarily in the restaurant business, but just seeing how people are building businesses that are even not, because you know our parents, right? You know, you go to school and they want you to be a doctor and they want you to be a lawyer, right? But people are really getting outside that box and they're like, you know what? I can do photography and I can be a bad-ass photographer, right? In Uganda, I can be a filmmaker. Go home and watch something on my laptop. Go home and watch something on my laptop. I love, to be honest, yeah, being at home, being in my space is very, very exciting. Very exciting, and that's how I take care of myself. Yeah, it doesn't happen often, but just tuning out. And then doing a facial at home. When I get home and I'm stressed, I just go, put my mask on, put my laptop on the bed, lie down, and yeah, that's my self-care. We want to make sure that as many people have access to a healthy juice, a salad, and you know that there's nothing but fruits and vegetables, right? There are no preservatives. To scale. So make sure that If you're in Muyenga, you can quickly run across the road and get a salad from KweNu. If you're in Nakasero, you can quickly go to that gym, do your workout, and then grab a green juice from KweNu. So just to make sure that we're in as many places as possible. So create mini grab and goes in gyms and small supermarkets. Yeah. I really want to make sure that KweNu in the next 2 years is self-sustaining, so I'm not necessarily here all the time working in the business, so that I can go and start something new and exciting. That's really what drives me, new projects that are out of the box, and then have some babies. I want 7 children. I really do, 7 boys, I really do. It's the truth. And I don't have time.